Hello and welcome to the Elpy Dimension. I am your guide Elpy, and this is my blue worm bin. This is a smaller bin. It's like a third of the size of my other bins. It's about 18 inches by 15 by 11, or 45.5 centimeters by 38 by about 28 centimeters. I started this bin September 17th or 18th of 2024 with 67 blue worms, and I'm sure we're over 500 now. I did count November 4th or 6th or 5th, or I think it was election day, not on purpose, in the US. But yeah, I haven't been in here in a while. It may have been since the 25th of May. So I'll put that on the screen, but I'm doing this vertical because I'm trying a little bit of long form content on TikTok. So to my loyal YouTube followers, don't worry, I'm not gonna only do vertical videos. But I haven't been in here in a while, and since I haven't been in here in a while, I just jumped in quick on the Canadian night crawlers. I wanted to do the same here. Now you see these guys have kind of buried these two bubble mailers. I'm going to need to, you can already tell that the material is still pretty muddy since I've been in here last, but this is very heavy as I moved this to be able to record relative to the size of this bin. It's about half full and it's really heavy, so that tells me that we've got some dense castings. And these guys are probably super hungry, especially with it being warmer down here now. It's about 70 degrees. I don't anticipate and hope that it doesn't get much warmer than that for the sake of the Canadian night crawlers. But these are all blue worms. So I'm still going to try to make this quick. But look at those guys. If you don't know, Indian blue worms, Malaysian blue worms. These guys are often unintentionally in worm mixes, composting worm mixes, because they migrate. I don't have any trouble with them escaping. They have migrated in the beginning to a bin next to them, but mine don't escape. So interesting. Let's see this little guy here, because I've been looking at baby worms in my Canadian nightcrawler bin, and I forgot that blue worms also don't really have the yellow striping. But it didn't appear that, because the Canadian nightcrawler bin is close to this bin, so I could easily get blue worms in there. But those worms didn't appear to have the kind of bluish head like this and be this skinny and quite that fast. But okay, so yeah, this stuff on top, I always leave pieces of wood in there. Here's an adult, not moving very fast, but you see it has a clitellum, but it does not, it's flush with the body versus other composting worms where the clitellum kind of sticks up above the body, and they have that dark purplish bluish color, and they move a lot more inchwormy like than see when they're disturbed, a lot more inchwormy like than regular composting worms. Well, till they get their head buried. But yeah, so I think I had like 140 to 160 when I did the count 3 weeks later after I started the bin with 67. And the only reason I would not be overly confident, all right, it's unintentional recording, so of course my phone battery is low. I knew it was getting low, but I didn't know we were there yet. Anywho, this is supposed to be faster. Okay. I was saying that the only reason I would think I would have lower confidence in this population's growth is because I've not been as hands-on feeding them and just fluffing the bin and taking care of them. And they really could use a bigger bin, which I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm behind. All right, so let's just do a super quick fluff. So this bin needs to, not only do they need a bigger bin because their population is so large. See how erratic they move? These castings just need to be harvested. And actually, I'm pretty content with the moisture level of these, so that has me second guessing my plan, because I've had a lot of, if you follow me over on YouTube, you know I'm having a lot of moisture issues, and it's largely my fault, but it's also due to higher humidity levels in the house in general. But these look better than, what would you say if you're watching me on YouTube? Wouldn't you say these look better than my castings have been looking in the other bigger bins? Okay. So, like I said, this has me rethinking my plan. Because only a little bit. I was going to add some water to today's feeding. But hopefully they don't decide to escape now. Alright. But I really like the consistency of, relative to how I do things. Yeah, look at him go. Hopefully I didn't just encourage bad behavior. Let's go ahead and feed in this right pocket. There's a lot of leftover paper from the last feeding. So what I'm gonna do, aren't they so pretty? Gosh. This beautiful little guys. Rotting garlic I fed last time. Alright. Got them all over my hand. Okay. So yeah, this yeah, they're really responding to my disturbance in a way that I'm not as familiar with these guys, that a lot of them are wanting to leave. Not seen that in the past. So I have dry shredded paper. The reason I moved all those castings is because I think I'm going to harvest soon. I don't want these dry papers as spread out. It's way more dry paper actually than. But my plan, this is what's going to make you follow me because you think I'm crazy. All of these are radish greens, and I dumped some water in there in the bucket that contains the radish greens because I'm also going to give them a rotting orange, and actually I want this orange to be further down. And we have an avocado. It didn't look like that when I opened it, but it darn near did. And then we have more wet greens and some lettuce trimmings and some basil, some cherry pits. So that, for this bin, is a big feeding. For these worms, it's going to be a wonderful day. Well, you know, the food needs to take a minute to break down. But these greens should start to break down pretty quickly, and that should be good for them. Then we'll put our old papers on top. Sorry, I'm not used to the limited perspective of vertical for this long form. All right. So then I've buried them as such. Buried the feeding. Well, normally I add, actually, don't speak too soon, Elpy. I am going to add a tiny bit of water because that was so dry. Or that's so much dry paper. And the bin is not extra wet. So I don't need it to be as absorptive as I would when the material is really, really moist. So we'll see. Okay. Now, oh man, definitely a lot more worms. I mean, I guess I've had other worms try to escape while I'm digging around. But these guys, since they have such a reputation for escaping, I don't like seeing that because I've not had any trouble. Okay. I'm not going to do anything different despite my anxiety about these worms trying to escape right now than I normally do. So we're going to put our cardboard This is super long. I don't know how many people are going to watch. 13 minutes. Okay, did I lose anybody? Nope. All right, well, so that was interesting. And now the bin is back to being very full. Almost all the way full. All right. Thank you so much for your time and your interest. I really don't want that edge sticking up like that. All right, we're going to squish a little bit. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of a mess around here. I got a whole mess around me. It all needs to be tidied up. I need to do some reorganizing and yeah, it's chaos. All right, thank you so much for your time and your interest. Be safe, be well. Bye for now, and let me know if you if you're on TikTok or even if I post this on Instagram. Let me know if you enjoy the longer form worm content over here. I usually only do shorts on the other platforms, Instagram and TikTok, and I save my longer form videos for YouTube. But if you're on TikTok and you would like some longer form, then here you go. So we'll see. Oh, and if you're new to me, I have 6 worm bins total, including this little bin. 4 of them are mixed worm bins. This one is the blue worm bin, and then I also have my Canadian nightcrawler bin. And when I say mixed worm bins, I mean they have blue worms, European nightcrawlers, and red wigglers, and those are rather large populations. They're also bigger storage tubs. This is bin number 2. It's a really strong population. So yeah, let me know. And if you're one of my regulars or one of my YouTube people, again, don't worry, I'm not gonna stick to the vertical for all my videos, but I just wanted to check it out. Thank you so much for your time and your interest. Be safe, be well. Bye for now.